Hello and happy Freedom Friday to my Taurus. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Taurus. Let's get it. Let's see what your cards have to say. We're coming up on a moon in Aquarius. When you watch this video, the moon will be in Capricorn. You already have the questions for the moon in Capricorn, so I'm going to prepare you for the moon in Aquarius. Let me give you the questions first. First question is, what can you do to use your passion for serving on a large scale? That's the first question. Second question is, are you creating space for yourself to connect with your inner alchemist and innovator? Third question is, are you ready to think outside the box and delete old beliefs and rules and write your own? Fourth is using technology a drain or a gain for you? And then last but not least, Taurus is, are you ready to start a group in your community to initiate and create positive change on a local or global scale? And then what could the focus be, right? So Capricorn is a divine feminine sign. It's an earth sign like you, right? But it's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is a very serious planet. It's about closing out, creating boundaries, enforcing those boundaries, closing out cycles, but really in love, so that you're not holding on to any. It's like burying something. Like, I need to close it out. Finally, you're not, trying to breathe life or something into the dead. Something that's over. Leave it in the past. That's what Source is trying to tell you. Not through your emotions are you bringing it back to life. You're not watering something. That's your emotions. Not through your ideas, your fire. You're not getting mad over it all over again, bringing it back up. You're not talking about it or overthinking it. That's air. And then earth. Okay, I gotta replant this, and I gotta replant, and start all over again. I gotta wake up something that I thought I had already buried just because it's coming up in my memories. Let's do it. Let's see what your cards have to say. Hopefully those questions will help you. A moon in Aquarius detaches us from every day. It distances us from the known reality, really makes us really spread our wings and think about, why are we here on this planet Earth? What is the purpose of us being on this planet, so we can stay locked in and laser focused, right? So yeah, let's do it. Taurus, let's do it. I'm talking to you if you have Taurus anywhere in your birth chart, not just your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, but anywhere in your birth chart. By now, you know this is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those of you all who join my Patreon account, thank you. I will be uploading prediction videos on there, like like months in advance prediction videos. So this video is for the 17th of November through the 17th of December. Let's go. First card out of the deck is the King of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles, Five of Swords. We have the Star card. We also have the Lover's card, and also the Six of Swords. So Star card, right? We also have the Lover's card. So Star card is Aquarius, Lover's card is Gemini. So those are two air signs. I do see somebody, when somebody looks back at some energies, they decided, hey, I keep looking back, and your ancestor is going to help you to move on from something, some kind of deep disappointment or heartbreak or whatever. Because there's their side of the story, and then there's your side of the story, whatever it is. But what Source is saying to you, since we are in a cycle, we're going to have a full moon in Gemini. Geminis are excellent communicators. This is not about whether you like Geminis or not. It's not a slander. We're not, talking negatively about Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, none of that. I'm just trying to help you to understand what their ruling planets are. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of, communication. It's a messenger planet. It's the planet of factual memory. It's the planet of opinions. It's the planet of trade and commerce, travel, siblings, right? So Source is saying your memory could be significantly different than other people's memory of a situation, but it's your truth, and it's also their truth. All that matters for you is your truth, right? So you don't need to find out what their version or what their truth is to close out a cycle. Doesn't mean we're not just talking about Aquarius and Gemini here, just so we're clear. Because you could have both of these zodiac signs in your birth chart. Go pull your birth chart. Source is saying the sooner you learn that, hey, we don't communicate the same. Whoever it is, it could be two friends, it could be two family members, it could be a job, whatever. We don't communicate the same way. It doesn't make their form of communication better than mine or worse than mine. This is not a comparison. It's just this is how I communicate versus this is how some other people communicate, right? Again, we're not just talking about air signs. It could be even another Taurus that doesn't communicate the way that you do. But this is a great cycle for everybody to learn how to effectively communicate. If you're going to be in relation with another human being, which we got almost 9 billion of them on the planet, to talk to people and tell people how you communicate. You're a divine feminine earth sign. If you need time to process your thoughts, tell people that. If they seem like they don't take a whole lot of time, they just speak before they think, and you feel like you need to think before you speak, that needs to be communicated. Or if you feel like you're around people who are a little bit too aggressive in their communication, say that, right? Very seldom are people mind readers. So source is saying that's going to help somebody with an additional stream of income is learning how to be a more flexible communicator. You have a lot of wisdom here. Looking at this right here, you have a lot of wisdom. And Source wants you to use your wisdom to help yourself, not to get frustrated. And so you do have a loved one, an ancestor that's helping you to move on from some deep disappointment. Because what you can go caught up in when we talk about the heart chakra is, how come people don't know how much I really love them? How come they don't get it? But this 5 and 6 right here is 11. 11 is I need to get off the fence. I need to step into my own light and recognize how I communicate. But I also need to learn how to read between the lines and how other people communicate. Because if they cut me off and I'm sitting there, looking at a tree or hugging a tree, and I can't even realize that they cut me off and they don't want to have anything to do with me, I need to read that message. They shouldn't have to tell me, I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore, and you shouldn't have to tell them. It's just, okay, you know what? I'm not slow. I can pick up on communication. You don't have to come out and tell me. You don't have to cut me deep with a sword. None of those things. I got it. I got the message loud and clear. I need to move on. So I see it's harvest time for you all. And harvest time when I see here is, the harvest time I see for you is the fact that this is your card right here. Somebody definitely has an innate spiritual understanding, a better understanding of self. Not necessarily of somebody else, but of self. This is how I need things communicated to me for me to make it make sense. That's what Source is trying to tell you. So I do see you have a lot of great ideas, and that's why it's harvest time. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Here we have the 7 of Pentacles and also the 2 of Pentacles. So it is definitely possible that you and other people could have a very different view of root chakra, right? So for you, family could be important to you, but for somebody else, it may not be that important, right? So again, you want to communicate that, right? For you, patience, tenacity, career success, prosperity, security, stability, loyalty could be significantly different than somebody else's. That's why in the beginning of stages at work, in your personal and your professional life, those conversations need to be had so nobody is confused, right? So Source is saying moving forward, you're going to start listening to your intuition. If the darkness of a situation outweighs the light and there's too much static, you're going to go ahead and cut your losses before and move on. And I do see you successfully being able to do that. So congratulations to you. Congratulations, congratulations. Here we have the 7 of Swords. I see you finally picking up these swords and saying, if I have to have really low vibrating conversations and thoughts about certain people, to a point where I'm making it racial, I'm talking about people's sexuality, where I'm really discriminating against people based on me not reading through messages or paying attention to messages, then it's time for me to take some kind of action to move on. And that's what Source is trying to tell you. Source is saying you're going to forgive yourself for not listening to the messages sooner, but the conversation about whoever you felt hurt you is not going to be a one that's rooted in frustration and anger and fear and resentment, leaving cracks in your own foundation, if that makes sense, right? If that makes sense. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to close this out, Taurus, and hopefully, like I said, those questions have helped you. Let's move on. Okay, so Taurus, let's look at both sides of the coins here, right? It looks like you and whoever these energies are felt like you all were excellent at motivating each other first. It could be good friends. It could be ex-love interests. It could be people that you work with. Like, it looks like things started out where people felt like the communication was there. There was motivation there. There was, what else? A lot of laughter, in the beginning. It seemed like there was a lot of patience there, but somewhere on the journey, somebody felt like you, Taurus, left them vulnerable and uncovered. And you, Taurus, may have felt like you were patient with someone else's people's pain or their hurt or what they had gone through in their own families, right? So, but what I'm seeing, like on both sides of the sword here, that both sides of the sword, however many people are involved, everybody's feelings are valid, is what I'm seeing here, Taurus. But since we're just talking about you, you don't have to invalidate your feelings to validate someone else's, and they don't have to invalidate theirs to validate yours. Source just wants you, like your ancestors right here are saying, it's time for you to move on, because you can inspire a whole lot of people moving forward in how you communicate with self, how you communicate with source inside of you. And I mean self, source inside of you, but also you can inspire a lot of people to learn how to read between the lines. And what I mean by that is, we'll use ghosting, for instance. If you feel like you've been going heavy and going strong and talking with somebody, however frequently you all have been talking to each other, and this could be a platonic friend, work friend, love interest, romantic love interest, or whatever, and then all of a sudden it just stops, just like, what? Okay, that's communication right there, right? Is nonverbal. And so you texting and emailing and calling and this and that, and there's no answer, no response, no nothing. It's like, what? And then finally they come back around and there's no explanation whatsoever. You don't know where they were, you don't know what happened, none of there's no, you asking what happened and nobody is responding. And so source is saying, learn how to read between the lines. Like for you, learn how to read between the lines. All right, so Taurus, we're going to go ahead and close this out. So now that you know kind of how maybe, along the lines of communication, moving forward, how to read between the lines, knowing that there's different forms of communication, so on and so forth. Moving forward, I do see you being able to communicate first and foremost with source, what types of seeds you want to plant in terms of discernment, wisdom, career success, patience, loyalty. You're planting new seeds now, but you're digging up. Like if you can look at these swords like a shovel, I'm digging up whatever no longer serves me, doesn't serve my highest purpose. And I'm getting that out of my garden. Those are not the seeds that I want growing along with. I don't want to grow any more unforgiveness or hardened heart or whatever the case may be. I want to grow discernment, wisdom, knowledge before I get into a situation that could potentially cut me deep to the bone like a sword. Like it would feel like a sword cut. Let's go ahead and get ready to close this out. Let's go ahead and get ready to close it. I'm glad you have the questions up front. Here we have the 6 of coins. Some kind of an approval for money is coming across your path. Yeah. Some kind of an approval for money is coming across your path. Somebody has definitely learned, has star quality. Looking at here, star card came out twice. You definitely have star quality. And again, I'm talking to you if you have Taurus anywhere in your birth chart, not just your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. You just got to stay away from people who cause you to be reactive, right? This is fire energy, and your symbol is a bull. If a person feels like, okay, they're telling you something warmly to try to inspire you, but they're not giving you a chance to process that, and they got to say something scathing, a threat, cause you to have low self-esteem, comparing you to somebody else, coming across as narcissistic or whatever. Sources like, before you get blowtorched and act like a bull in a china closet, because now somebody got you so fired up mad, and now you burned out, and you got to go and, okay, now I got to sit back and I say something in haste. I did something I shouldn't have done. So it says, recognize when the heat is being turned up before it comes out like a blowtorch. So if you got people around you instigating, they jump into conclusions, and you feel like, oh, God, I didn't even have time to even process something. I made a harsh judgment about somebody. In other words, you don't have to live in regret. What's done is done is done. Okay, it's done, right? So Source is saying, but don't step down off of your throne anymore. And so Source is saying to you, partnership in love and or in business is coming across your path. You've learned your lesson. You're learning how to communicate with people. You're learning how to receive their communication and the way that they can receive. So I see somebody back in the saddle again. So I do see somebody feeling like, okay, I'm finally at a higher place. I'm motivated to move on from something, because you're not just sitting on a horse. Like, you're not just, you're going somewhere, right? So I do see somebody, victoriously moving on and learning how to take some kind of action to move on from something. Stop talking about it, stop overthinking it, stuff, but not because somebody blowtorched you. It's because you've learned how to speak up to people around you who are jumping to conclusions about stuff that's getting you all fired up as if you don't have a brain of your own, right? So again, I'm seeing some kind of money coming across your path, the energy of money coming across your path, but it's coming across your path in the form of ideas that's coming to you from Source. So they've been coming down through your thoughts. It's coming from Source. So Source can be coming with you with ideas and starting a channel, learn how to play an instrument. Basically, Source is saying invest in yourself. That's going to help you to you can monetize whatever it is the investment you're making is circulating wealth. So let's close it out. Hopefully those questions help somebody to stay focused on your purpose here on the planet, this mission that you have here on this planet, Taurus. And let's close it out. Dance. All right. Is somebody a dancer? A dancer. Or does somebody like to dance? Or maybe you're connected with a dancer in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Or do you feel like you like to watch dance? Or do you feel like you're dancing to the beat of a different tune, right? Do you like art and music, right? Do you like plays? That would be right up your alley, right? Like as being ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet of love, music, art, aesthetics, pleasure, erotic love, those kind of things. Here we have sacrifice. So sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. That's right. And you are love itself. So this is where you're saying, hey, I need to go ahead and move on from this, because that's not something that I love. I don't love talking negatively about people. I don't want to have the worst possible thoughts. It's just the communication. Looking at the cards here. It's the communication. So somebody's a star in their own right. Step out of your comfort zone. So when you're pulling your birth chart, Taurus, pull your find out what your North Node is, and then go to Google and type in North Node for whatever zodiac sign. Because that is where you're headed, north. You're headed north. I love it. I love it. I love it. Somebody could be physically moving north of where you live right now. And again, I'm not just talking to you if your sun sign is Taurus. I'm talking to you wherever Taurus is in your birth chart. So let's get ready to close it out. Let us get ready to close it out. Close it out. 15. I am wise. Your love for others is powerful, and you are able to spread your gift of support far and wide. Your curious and your social nature bring you in contact with a variety of people, all of who would benefit from your warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. Warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. Last card. Okay, this card here. So maybe you're a dancer. Maybe you like to go watch dance. I feel like somebody somehow connected to maybe the Alvin Ailey dancers somewhere. Somebody, maybe you like somebody you connected to that, or growth. Affirmations for growth. I am a work in progress. I release old habits and create new trails. Each day I'm getting better. I'm in charge of the direction of my life. I'm not defined by my past. I grow through my struggles. Roadblocks create opportunities. So whoever the ex-friends, ex-love interest, ex-job, ex-ex-ex-ex-ex-ex-ex, whoever the ex is that's now outside of your universe, and Source is saying to you, you're just growing, learning how to communicate, just like they're learning how to communicate. And so Source wants you to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself first and foremost, and maybe forgiving somebody else or other people will come later on down the line. But Source wants you to focus on moving forward. That is what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you for joining me. I will see you all on Sunday. And again, happy Freedom Friday. And I will see you on Sunday. Bye.